presented so as to get high ratings. And so they have kind of had me back against the wall, and so I'm doing the lecture tours so that I could go around and perhaps give our people a little relief, because so many things have been taken out of context and it has created a lot of confusion. My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words, because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination.
She said, of course, those are fighting words. But black women say, take him down in front of the white man. All the good black men are either gay or in jail, and nothing is expected to be said.
That our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on black women. I have never said that all black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list in the book, but most of us do some of the things that I've listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done, or that we do daily, that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man, and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't.
Loneliness, celibacy, lesbianism. And that's a better option than companionship. People, it's easier to lead a kid to candy than it is to lead a wise person to their demise. Let me say that again. It's easier to lead a kid to some candy than it is to lead a wise person to their demise. In hindsight, what I'm saying is, when you're dumb, you can be sold anything.
Tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man.
My own job, credit card, and car, so I don't need a man. If you ask another ethnic class of women with a credit card, a car, and a job, they will say, well, my perspective is a family, so I still need a man. I have children, they still need a father. This woman is breaking down all the crap, and this was done in 1989, is why I say they are the dumbest people on the planet, creatures, and no woman of color that can listen to what I'm saying could defend that. What that woman just said, and I quote, car, credit card, and job, I don't need a man. That's all you have to do is give them that, and they don't need a man. But that's not the highlight. That is not the highlight of why we're here today. I'm going to let her speak on some more.
I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with having to deal with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on, because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida, and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know them women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection.
They need fathers. They need protection. I tell individuals all the time that a man's job is to provide and protect. Ain't that what I say? There is no other. There isn't a third. To provide and protect. There isn't another third, right? Provide their needs and protect them, because harms and dangers out there. And what she just said is that they have been separated, so they have no protection. You guys have allowed women to navigate themselves through life and make these claims of your value.
We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying
I agree.
Using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons.
To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. To raise. When you don't have that, you're not raising a child. You're producing a crippled product. But we're going to talk about that some more. Appreciate you for being here. Let me get those thumbs up. Stop fucking with me. Stop being a fucking with me here.
Who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge.
And that is why you're here today, people. That's why I want you guys to listen to Miss Ali. And I really appreciate what she just said. She said when a single mom raises a child, he becomes bitchy. Why does a single mom raise a child and become bitchy? A single mom raises a child that is a bitchy child. I'm talking about a man. Is because you can only put into something what you have. I cannot put strawberries in my pancakes if I don't have strawberries. I can't do that. This is why I say and will always say they are the dumbest creatures on this planet. People, I don't have a relationship with my child a day, and I don't have a relationship with my child a day because individuals wanted to depart from testosterone, estrogen, wanted to depart from the testosterone and go on their way. And when she said we cannot raise men, they become indecisive, they don't know how to lead, they become bitchy. Those are all the things that women are. So if that's what you're creating a child, what do you think homes that are raised by the single parent, what do you think they are? Strong? That woman ain't saying nothing about strong when it came to that situation. And the great Dave Ramsey says, adults do what's right, children do what feels good. It's childish to think that you're so grown that you don't need the things that you should have. That's childish. But understand this. I'm going to say this because it's what she said. If you got a son, you need to get that son around some some testosterone influence. You need to stop thinking that you can do what a man can do. You can't. Just as a man can't do what you can do. But it's okay. If you insist on thinking that you are this grand individual and you can raise a boy without a father, well then, like she said, you're raising a bitch. That's what you're doing. You're raising a little bitch. Don't even try to go down the line and explain all the individuals that was raised without their father. They all have some indecisiveness about them. That's what she said. These are not my words. That's why I love Miss Ali. And Miss Shahrazad Ali, the woman that wrote the book, A Black Man's Guide to Understanding a Black Woman, also said that black women produce boys that are bitchy. So stop looking at me right now. Take your little bitch to school, little bitch.